Welcome back to yet another episode of Before You Summon. We have arrived at the final event of April, being Whip Yourself into Shape. Or as it was originally known, Whip the Wimp Girl. This event will run from April 30th to May 7th. And this is a limited Vivi Bad Squad unit-focused marathon event. It was incorrectly announced during the April Kofo Corner that this would be a cheerful carnival. It will not. Instead, this will be a standard marathon event, which will be the norm for limited events going forward. This event is of the cool attribute with Anne as its focus character, the supporting cast being Akito, TOYA, KOHANE, and Vivi Bad Squad Luca, with the event synopsis reading as follows. Anne was determined to clear the challenge given to her, but despite giving it her all, there's still a hint of uncertainty and doubt in her singing voice. After realizing that the cause of everything was due to her hazy, mixed feelings towards KOHANE, Anne decides to settle everything and cause KOHANE to come and meet her at Vivid Street. And despite this being a limited event, it is still a standard marathon event, meaning that we will have 2 exchange shop cards. Taking the 2-star slot is Akito with his card, so that I never lose sight of them ever again. Akito is a happy attribute scorer skill card who will see use in 2 future events. The first event in question is Workout and Fly muscle training that will run from September 10th to September 18th. This is a mixed event with Tsukasa, Akito and Haruka in the gacha, meaning of course that Akito is available with a 70% bonus, making his Whip Yourself into Shape card lower gameplay value. And this is followed by the event Time to Take Off, which is a Vivi Bad Squad unit-focused event that will run from January 11th to January 19th, 2026. In the gacha for this event is Toya, KOHANE and Vivi Bad Squad Len, meaning of course that Akito is only ever available with a 50% bonus no matter what you do, making his card from Whip Yourself into Shape higher gameplay value. Taking the 3-star slot on the other hand is Vivi Bad Squad Luca with her card What is in Your Heart. Luca is a cute attribute card with a perfect looker skill called When You're at a Loss. And due to Luca being of the Vivi Bad Squad unit in the cute attribute, she does not have any future usability as it currently stands. Of course, running alongside the event, we also have the event gacha called Eternal Bout that will run from April 30th to May 9th. Despite this being a marathon event, this gacha will abide by standard limited gacha rules, meaning there is no pity bar and these cards will not enter the standard gacha pool once the event ends, instead being entered into the vault where they will wait until this gacha has its first rerun in a year's time. There are 3 new cards added with this gacha, and they are all considered the focus cards of the event, meaning that they will grant a 70% event bonus in the event team building. With them being limited card, they will come with a new costume and a new hairstyle, and all 3 of them will be of the event's attribute being cool. Our first character in the gacha is obviously this event's focus character, Anne with her card The Time Has Come. Anne is a healer skill card with the skill name We're in a Fight Today, and healer skill cards will recover 350 life and grant an 80% score bonus for 5 seconds at talent level 1. With Anne's new costume being called Duel of Revolt. Due to her cool attribute, Anne will see use in a single event, being Rekindle the Flame. This is a Vivi Bad Squad unit-focused event that will run from October 21st to October 29th. In the gacha for this event is Akito, Anne and KOHANE, meaning of course that the Anne from Whip Yourself into Shape will be lower gameplay value as she is available with a 70% bonus if you intend on pulling from Rekindle the Flame. As for new limited cards for Anne, she has 1.5 upcoming alternatives. Her only real limited card is her Bloom Festival exclusive card added with the event Unfading Wishing. The Bloom Festival portion of this gacha will be available between December 31st and January 4th, 2026. and she's only available during this Bloom Festival portion of the gacha. Her semi-limited card comes from the new Vivi Bad Squad Worldlink event called Turning Pain into Drive. This event will run from April 8th to April 20th, 2026. And of course, Worldlink cards are considered semi-limited or unit-limited as they are only ever available in unit-focused gachas during unit-focused events. And they also don't come with special hairstyles, instead coming with the feature 3D MV Another Cut. As for rerunning gachas, Anne has 2 upcoming alternatives. And as always, remember that the second rerun of any given limited gacha is the final rerun before the gacha itself is discontinued and the cards enter the Recollection Festival pool. The first rerun we will see is the final rerun of the New Year's Divine Beast gacha that we will see in August. This is followed by the final rerun of the Fluttering Maidens gacha in November. But those are all of Anne's reruns. Moving on to our second character in the gacha, we have KOHANE with her card Accepting It All.
やっぱり、あんちゃんはすごいな。
KOHANE is a scorer skill card with the skill name As Long As We Sing Together, and scorer skill cards will grant a 100% score bonus for 5 seconds at talent level 1, with KOHANE's new costume being called the Duel of Growth. Unlike Anne, KOHANE actually sees use in 2 future events. KOHANE will also obviously see use in Rekindle the Flame since it is a Vivi Bad Squad unit-focused event. And of course, KOHANE joins Anne and Akito in the gacha, meaning of course that the card from Whip Yourself into Shape is of lower gameplay value, as KOHANE is available with a 70% bonus during the event Rekindle the Flame. The second event KOHANE will see use in, on the other hand, is Show Your Shine, that will run from January 21st to January 29th, 2026. In the gacha for this event is Kanade, Saki, and Nicor 25 Rin, meaning of course that KOHANE is only ever available with a 50% bonus from this event, making her card from Whip Yourself into Shape higher gameplay value. For new limited costumes instead, KOHANE, just like Anne, only has 1.5 available, with the fully fledged limited costume arriving with the event Over Rad Squad that will run from June 30th to July 7th. The semi-limited one obviously coming from the same Vivi Bad Squad Worldlink event Turning Pain into Drive that will once again run from April 8th to April 20th. As for rerunning gachas, KOHANE has 2 upcoming alternatives. The first rerun we will see is the final rerun of the Spooky Forest gacha in August. And this is followed by the first rerun of the Photogenic Valentine's gacha in February of 2026 with no final rerun yet confirmed on the Japanese server. And this only leaves us with our final character in the gacha being TOYA and his card Fear That I've Felt.
だから俺も気持ちを押し隠した。
TOYA is a healer skill card, meaning that he shares the exact same skill text as Anne, with the skill name The Dazzling Light on That Day. And now, with TOYA's new costume being called Witness of Duel. And sadly, TOYA will only see use during the event Rekindle the Flame. Once again, in the gacha for this event is Anne, KOHANE, and Akito, meaning of course that TOYA is of higher gameplay value when it comes to the card from Whip Yourself into Shape, as he is only ever available with a 50% bonus no matter what you do during the event Rekindle the Flame. As for new limited costumes, TOYA has 2.5 with an extra asterisk. His most straightforward limited costume comes from the event Put Your Heart Into It Dream Stage, that is also known as the 4th anniversary, with this event running from September 30th to October 10th. His second costume that requires an asterisk is his entry into the ENStars collab. And of course, I'm putting an asterisk on this costume as we have no clue if we're actually getting this collaboration event on the global server at all. The gacha itself ran between February 15th and May 2nd on the Japanese server. But even if we do get the ENstar collaboration event on the EN server, we have no idea if we might get it early or late, as we've seen both happen with the 2 earlier collabs in the form of 7 Deadly Sins and Sanrio. So remember, we do not have anything confirmed if this costume will come to the global server, but I still want you to be aware that this might be an option for TOYA in the future. Finally, of course, we have his semi-limited card from the event, turning Pain into Drive, that will again run from April 8th to April 20th. And finally, as for rerunning gachas, TOYA has 2 upcoming ones. The first one is the final rerun of the Cybersnipe gacha that we will see in July. And this is then followed by the final rerun of the Imperial Soldiers gacha in September. But that covers all of the gacha characters, meaning that we can move on to the event team building. And as always, remember, this is a unit-focused event, meaning that all virtual singers, as long as they are in the Vivi Bad Squad unit with the cool attribute, can grant the 50% bonus, not only the focus character Vivi Bad Squad Luca. As for 2-star cards and 3-star cards that we need to make note of, there are 4 this time around. Obviously, the 2-star AN featuring Loromantic is from the Sanrio collaboration event. If you did not play during the Sanrio collaboration, there is no way for you to obtain this card. The same is also true for the second 2-star TOYA that comes from the event Picture Perfect that has not yet entered the standard gacha pool. On top of this, the 3-star KOHANE from the event Hello to a New Day and the TOYA from the event Burn My Soul has not yet entered the standard gacha pool either, meaning that if you did not play during Hello to a New Day, Picture Perfect, or Burn My Soul, the 3-star and 2-star cards I mentioned will be completely unobtainable for you at the current moment. But with that, we can move on to the 4-star alternatives. And this event, we have 4 different events that brought more than one character to the event team building. One of these are a mixed event, and the other 3 are unit-focused events. The mixed event in question is the Sounds of the Summer Festival that brought an Akito and a Vivi Bad Squad Len to the roster. The unit-focused events, on the other hand, in order of release, includes Singing in Sync that brought an Anne, a KOHANE, and an Akito. This event was then followed by Bout for Beside You that brought an Anne, a TOYA, and the Vivi Bad Squad Miku, which is then followed by our most recent event being Walk On and On that brought a TOYA, a KOHANE, and a Vivi Bad Squad Kaito. Outside of these events, we have 4 cards that comes from scattered mixed events. This includes 2 limited cards, 1 semi-limited card, and 1 permanent card. The limited cards include KOHANE's Colorful Festival exclusive card released alongside the event Unmissable Spirited Affair, followed by the Akito released with the event Rise as One, more commonly referred to as 3.5 anniversary. The semi-limited card is TOYA's Worldlink event from Break Down the Wall, and the final permanent card is from the event Let's Study Hard in the form of Anne. And finally, we also have 2 birthday cards available, the first year TOYA as well as the second year Anne. And this time around, the event team building is semi-shaky, I would say. Despite missing 4 cards in the 2-star and 3-star category, all characters are actually covered by available cards. Seeing as the final released 3-star card in the form of Anne comes from the event Walk On and On that released just before 2nd anniversary. And the 2-star selection is actually quite wide despite missing 2 cards if you didn't play during those specific events. But it is the 4-star situation that gets a lot more shaky. Out of the 15 available cards, 11 of them comes before the 2nd anniversary, with Walk On and On being just before the 2nd anniversary went off. And the 4 cards we have seen since the event Walk On and On, 3 of them are limited, and the permanent Anne comes from the event Let's Study Hard that was just before the 3rd anniversary. But on the other hand, it's quite unusual to see an event team building where 12 out of 15 available cards are actually permanent, with all 3 of the limited cards being recent releases after all. But due to their age and being permanent, it's a much bigger chance that you've accidentally snagged some of these cards when you've gotten off-banner pulls, or during pulls on a 10 free pull gacha or something similar to that. After all, only Walk On and On is a 2nd year event. All the other alternatives from the permanent gachas are from the first year of the game. But I can definitely see it being difficult to get the 300% event bonus if you're not a Vivi Bad Squad fan that has pulled from a lot of Vivi Bad Squad gachas. But on the other hand, I don't think that it is particularly impossible for most players that are in the mid to late game to at least snag 260 to 270% event bonus for this event. So while it's definitely not our strongest event team building, I do think that it's a pretty decent event team building considering how many permanent options we have and how old those permanent options are. And that despite having 2 missing 3 stars if you did not play during those particular events, we still have 5 available to fall back on. But I think that covered everything I wanted to say about Whip Yourself into Shape's event team building, so after the event concludes we will see an afterlive. This afterlive will run between May 7th and May 8th. Participating in the afterlive during the allotted period will grant you 300 crystals and a stamp, the stamp this time around of Anne called I Will Win. And of course there is also a new virtual live item added, this time around it's another headpiece in the form of a pair of flame glasses. Picking these up will either set you back 3000 virtual tokens or 1000 crystals. Finally, due to this being a unit focused event, we will have a new commissioned song called Blazing. Blazing will be granted to you through your in-game mailbox on April 30th and will release with a Sekai version and a virtual singer version. But there will be a Luca cover as well as an Anne cover released in April of next year, so if you're a massive Anne or Luca fan, you can look forward to that. But with that, we have covered everything you need to know about the event Whip Yourself into Shape. Obviously, this is a very hyped event with a lot of people who are looking forward to it. Of course, the event translation name is an unfortunate situation, and I do know that a lot of Anne fans are very upset about the change. I personally think that the change is a massive downgrade, as the original title Whip the Wimp Girl had a lot of oomph as well as a lot of symbolism to the event story being told. But there's not much more we can do, as we will have to accept that it will now be known as Whip Yourself into Shape. It is also quite sad that we will not see any more cheerful carnivals for the foreseeable future, even on EN. But with how bad the matchmaking of Rises 1 was, I'm pretty happy that we are taking a break from them, because Rises 1 was actual torture. As for my personal feelings on the cards and the costumes, I'm not the biggest fan of the costume and hair combinations for Whip Yourself into Shape, but I do think that the card art is gorgeous and I would never tell anyone not to pull from this gacha with how important it is for Anne and Vivi Bad Squad as a whole. As always, you should pull from the gachas you love. But please, down in the comments, tell me, how are you feeling about the name change for this event? How are you feeling about the upcoming gachas, or the fact that we're losing the cheerful carnivals? As always, I do try to read every comment, and I do think I've catched up pretty nicely after taking a little break while being sick. While you're down there, make sure to leave a like, share this video with a friend, and make sure you're subscribed and have rung the bell, as all of these things help me immensely. And of course, finally, I want to extend a special thank you to all of my Patreons who keep supporting me financially. And an extra special big thank you to my append players, being Ollie, Bambi, Charlie Toyism, Gabby C, Helen P00 1 star, Katie, Mia Marie 21, Opal Siren, Petterish, Romaru, Shoop, Snobby Hickory, and Marita Zuvu. All of you guys are as always amazing, and I cannot thank you enough for the continued support through thick and through thin. And if you want to support me that little bit extra and help me in furthering my content, you can check out the link to my Patreon down in the description. But with that, I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover. So I will not keep you here any longer. Let's get out of here for the week.